Hi everyone, I recently returned home from a trip to Alaska and I thought it would be real interesting to do a quick comparison video showing you what the real estate market looks like in Alaska compared to northern New England. So the area of Alaska that I was in was the Matanuska and Susitna County. This includes Anchorage, which is the largest and most populated city in Alaska. So for the video, we're going to focus on this area as well as the towns of Palmer and Wasilla. So what is Anchorage like? I think the best way to explain Anchorage is to do a little comparison. So I would say Anchorage is going to be most similar to Portland, Maine, Manchester, New Hampshire, and Worcester, Massachusetts. This is in terms of population and also the setup of the city. Anchorage is really cool. It has so much around it, so much nature to explore. First big difference here, obviously space galore versus cozy corners. There is so much wide open space in Alaska. It's hard to even understand it unless you've actually seen it. Let's look at a couple houses. So this one's in Palmer. This is about an hour outside of Anchorage. $840,000 for this beautiful house with mountain views. That's the thing about a lot of homes in Alaska. Pretty much all of them have some sort of view, and the space that you get is just absolutely insane. I almost think it would be worth being totally cold and being in the darkness for the entire winter. Here's another one. This one is actually in Anchorage, so I think it would be pretty hard to find something that was comparable to this home in Portland or Worcester or Manchester. Here's another one. This one's a new construction, $579,000 to be in Palmer, Alaska, with that absolutely crazy view. Palmer and Wasilla are kind of not necessarily small town vibes, but they aren't a big city. They do have restaurants and shops, even chain things like Target and Walmart, but you're not going to necessarily have quite as many amenities as you might be used to in New Hampshire, Maine, or Massachusetts. Price per square foot, I thought this was sort of interesting. So in the Mat-Su County in Alaska, real estate's going to be relatively affordable, definitely considering the amount of land that you get. They also seem to have quite a bit more inventory than we have here in the northern New England states. So let's look at what $1 million gets you in Anchorage compared with those three similar cities. So this is the house in Anchorage for roughly $1 million, 4-bed, 4-bath, and just under 4,000 square feet. Absolutely gorgeous. I wish I'd had time to go and tour this while I was there just to be able to take a look, and you can't beat that view that you get outside of this house. This is the one in Worcester, Massachusetts. Roughly the same size, a little bit bigger, but 3 beds and 4 baths. Super charming. Definitely doesn't have quite the same view or the same amount of land that you're going to get, but I think this is a pretty comparable house. Here we have Portland, Maine. Portland was actually the most difficult to find a comparable $1 million house in. This is a lot smaller than the first two, listed a little bit more expensive as well, and it also doesn't really have the same kind of updates. And then lastly, Manchester, New Hampshire. This house is pretty cool. Roughly the same size as the other ones, priced a little bit more, but this just has so much character and so much charm. I think this is a really cool property. But honestly, if I had to pick between the 4 of them, I think it would be the Anchorage home. And a few fun facts about Alaska, now that I'm sure I've convinced you to move. It is the biggest state, but it has the smallest population, and like New Hampshire, it doesn't have a sales tax. Something really cool too is every year all the residents in Alaska get a check, which has been funded by the oil revenues. 2023, it was $1,300. I hope you found this quick look at Alaska's real estate as interesting as I did. Thanks for watching. Bye!